Hello and welcome to Blogsprout. I'm LJ and today I'm going to go through my month 4 income report for my sister site. So if you've been following along, you know it's been a really slow moving. I haven't been able to put as much focus into it as I would like. I'm starting to see a little bit of traction, but spoiler alert, I still haven't earned anything from the site because I have not gotten approval for AdSense. If that's all you wanted, you could jump out here, but I'd really appreciate it if you could stick through the video to take a look at some of the analytics and how the site's doing. All right, so as usual, this video is going to go through the general milestones, number of articles, page views, search console results from Bing and Google, income and expenses, which there were none, and then some lessons learned this month. So this is currently month 4, which is January 2023 of my sister's site. You'll definitely notice that it's not doing as well as my main site. So if you're more interested in that, success case, take a look at that. But I also want to show you this to say that sometimes things don't work out immediately right away. I hope that things will get better in the long run, but it is hard to say. I'm really focusing a lot of my time on my main site that I haven't really been able to put much effort into this site. So, major milestones. So, goals for month 3, I wanted to get 30 articles up and approved for monetization. I didn't do either of those. I was slacking a bit. I was really focused again on getting that news type content for my socials media for my main site. That's supposed to say goals for month 4. And was I approved for monetization? I was not. I tried again. So articles, I did get 17 articles up. It's not bad, but the way that I do articles, I easily should be able to get 30 up. I do plan to have my VA that works on my other site work on this site soon. She's finishing up some of the bulk articles that I want to get up. I think it's going to be harder to outsource the content that I'm going to attack next, but this sister site will be a great transition for her when we get there. So page views, just like in month 2, I had this really odd spike in traffic. It is not real traffic. When I look into analytics, it is all to the home page. But one thing I did find out that actually we'll talk about it at the end of the slide. So if you're interested to see why I think this is happening, I'll tell you in my lessons learned. But if we take into account that spike, it's 2.1 users. I had about 2.7 thousand page views for the month, but 2.5 of them were from that day. So I probably only got, 200 page views actually. And we'll take a look at my Google Analytics to see that number is more representative. So if we look at the Search Console results, the total clicks that the site has received is 39, so almost 40 clicks from Google, almost 10,000 impressions. I don't think that's too bad, but we can see that average position is really sitting at that 36. I'm hoping that as I give it more time to mature, it can move up, because I do have a couple articles that are getting pretty solid impressions. They're just, on page 3, so they haven't really gotten that time to move up. So if we look at month 4 though, you can see I got over half of the clicks and basically impressions just from this month. So it's definitely growing month over month. That's always a good sign. So if we look at Bing, I've gotten 61 clicks from Bing, 1.3 impressions. So I'm probably not going to get as much traffic from Bing as I do on my main site. If you're familiar with my main site, I get only 58% of my traffic from Google, and the rest comes from Bing and DuckDuckGo and things like that. But it'll be interesting to see. One thing I will note, as you can see the impressions in blue, at the middle of January went up and down, but towards the end it really fell. So I'm not quite sure why that is. I haven't really looked too far into it because I'm not seeing a ton of success. I'm not putting a ton of time and effort into this site. But Bing, I did get 42 clicks this month, month of January, so that's actually pretty good. I got 42 here and 22 from Google, so it still is the majority right now coming from Bing, but since, I'm already at position 4, I don't think that I'm going to be getting crazy amounts of traffic from Bing. But it definitely is a good sign that at position 4, I'm still getting a few clicks, but it's really not as strong as I'd like to see. But I finally did get all my pages indexed, which was a problem prior. And it also looks like I didn't update the month 3 versus month 4, so I apologize. So SEMrush, so unfortunately everything was down this month, maybe because, in December I didn't publish anything. So basically the search engine saw my lack of publishing as a lack of dedication and authority. I've definitely heard when I started out in this journey something called content velocity, basically how frequently you publish can impact your starting success. And I definitely think there's some truth to that, because with my main site, I was at over 100 articles, I think, at this point, at the 4-month mark. And I just really was getting those articles out, and I just haven't done so. And since the keywords I'm going after are relatively low, have relatively low volume, I think avoiding writing in the month of December really put me back, which is why I lost a lot of keywords. It wants to see that your site's active, especially with AI content. They just don't want people putting content and dumping it and leaving it. That used to be something you could do, but I don't think that's going to work. In the future. So that's probably why the site's not doing as well. So income, I said 0. I did not get approved for monetization. I keep trying, but I'm going to talk to my Zoke representative to see if they can help me fix my site so that it is approved. It's just very odd. I've never been not approved at this point, even with my AI site that is absolutely crap. Google AdSense approved that right away. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong on this site. Expenses, again, 0. The only expenses I've had, which you'll see at the end of the presentation, is to buy the domain for a couple years. So lessons learned. So the problems I ran into is that I still can't get approval for ads. This is definitely unfortunate, but I know I'm not missing out on a ton because, I'm just not getting a lot of traffic. I do have affiliate links in there, and I've gotten a couple clicks. It's not even worth showing in this presentation, but if I start getting more traction on the affiliate side of things, then I definitely want to make sure I can get the ad side. I mean, I'm a believer of, get approved as early as you can, because it's definitely motivating when you even see a few cents, $1 come in. And right now, since I'm not earning anything and I'm putting some effort into it, it doesn't feel very good. And the other problem is I had the spike in traffic. And what I think I discovered is that I didn't have WordFence, which is a security plugin, set up properly. So I think, somehow my site got leaked or discovered by some bot, and then it just was bombarded with bots that somehow showed up on Google Analytics. Of course, Google's not supposed to show bots like that, but because I didn't have WordFence set up, I'm wondering if there's some correlation with that. It's also, if it wasn't set up properly, it also makes my site more at risk for hackers, which is not good. So goals for month 5. The same goals as last month. I know this isn't a very exciting video, but I do want to be transparent with you guys. Not to show that every time you're going to necessarily be successful, but also the results you're seeing here are the results for someone who's not putting a lot of effort really into this site. So it kind of comes hand in hand. The amount of effort gives you the higher chance of success with a little bit of luck. And right now I'm not putting in a lot of effort, so I'm not getting a lot of success. But I am trying to play the long game. My other site is doing really well. I'm focusing a lot on that. So I just haven't been able to put the time and effort into this. So here's the overview. I have 71 articles up at this time. But you can see I didn't reach my 30 article goal in 3 out of the 4 months so far. The page views have been all over the place. They're, quote, growing, but we're at less than 200. It's really not much at all. Expenses were just the setup of the domain, so I am just $42 under right now. So at this point, I hope you find some value in this. I know that a lot of people wouldn't feel comfortable sharing failures, but it is important to also show this aspect of things. And I hope that what I'm doing and giving you some insight on things that I'm not doing correctly that I should be doing, I would hope that is useful to you. So if you're interested in seeing the rest of these income reports, see what happens with the site, and take a look at my major site income reports, which my month 13 that was just published was really, really good. Then please subscribe. If you also comment, I do get to every comment that is made. I try to respond to every single one, especially if it's some sort of question that I can't answer. So, all right. We'll end on that note. So, I'm LJ, and this is Blog Sprout, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.